Today, we are going to create the opt-in page and the thank you page. So that will be a new move too. It'll be a funnel we create with our template. So let's start with that process. So we have a free thing, we have the graphics, we know what product we're going to promote. Let's go and make the opt-in and thank you page. So I'm going to head over to Noomu. I just have one of our websites open here and we'll just walk through the process. And what we'd want to do here is we'd want to create a new funnel. You can do it with regular pages and pick page templates as well. I'm going to use the funnels because it's a little simpler. It offers great statistics. Also, funnels are really fantastic for duplicating. So once you've built a funnel, you can just keep copying things over and just filling in the blanks. It's very handy. So we're under funnels. I did my site since funnels. I'm going to create a funnel. And I'm going to look under our fill in the blanks funnels. We do have done for you ones too. If you want to start with something, these are totally done for you, like gratitude journal, meditation journal, has the sign up page, the thank you page, and everything's ready for you to go. But we're going to go through fill in the blanks because we're going to make our own here. And this is the simple opt-in funnel, fill in the blanks. It's a similar style to those done for you ones, but money reset, we'll call it. And let me just see. Go. And so this template basically gives you a opt-in page that is going to get attention and more likely to have people sign up. So we have a kind of headline area here. There's a sign up box. There's a place for your free product mockup. You guys know how to make mockups now, and you have the templates to do it. And then there's a headline, kind of introduces it, bullet point list, and then they sign up. And then if you go over to pages, you can see there's also a thank you and download page, which we will update. And I'll show you how to organize that. And then it has space for us to promote our product or fictional product. So what we would start with is you've got this guide, you've got and now we want to tap into the problem that people might have. If they wanted this money reset guide, they're maybe not, their money mindset's a little off. They're maybe not managing their money very well. So if you're not sure, kind of like I could make something up here, but I often brainstorm with ChatGPT about what I would put there. And so in this chat, and I have it on instant because I want to keep it fast, but if you want it to think about things more, you can change. I don't know what the rules are if you don't have a paid subscription, if you can do medium or high, I'm not sure. I have just the lowest level of subscription, but I often put it on medium. Sometimes I put it onto high when it's a really complex thing. We've been trying to make workbooks and things with it, and then I did higher for a little while, but we'll just use instant so that it doesn't take a long time here. And then sometimes I do keep things in the same chat. But I think if you're working with ChatGPT and there's been a lot of corrections or any AI, if you've been correcting things a lot and they did things wrong, and then you're like trying to get them on the right track, sometimes it's better to start a new chat to go fresh. But if you want it also to be able to refer back, sometimes you just keep adding to it. So I'm going to actually just upload it. Maybe it can refer back to it, but I would prefer that it knows what I'm talking about. And we are going to go to Platinum, and we need the asset building session. I always put everything in the folders. I encourage you guys to keep your stuff organized too, because you'll be able to go back to it over and over again. I will just upload it and I will talk to it as opposed to typing. That will go a bit faster as well. All right, so we're starting to work on the opt-in page for this, and we have a template of an opt-in page that we want to do. And what I'd like to start with is a kind of like a question, a question our audience needs an answer to. That's going to be the headline. And then we're going to make a big promise as well. And what would you suggest? What should we really highlight in this headline? So let's go back. I actually think the most important thing to lead with isn't 10 minutes. It's the emotional problem they're experiencing. People don't wake up wanting a money reset. They wake up thinking, why can't I get ahead? Why do I keep doing this? Why does money stress me out so much? Why does money feel so hard? Your headline should answer that. That's a really good point, right? People do want, those are the problems they're having. It goes deeper into it. Then your subheadline introduces the free guide as a solution. Why does money, my favorite, why does money feel so hard even when you're trying? Then it says discover the hidden beliefs, emotions, and habits that may be keeping you stuck and uncover your next step toward a healthier relationship with money. Do you feel like you're stuck in the same money pattern? Why does money feel so hard even when you're trying? So then this one says, do you feel like you're stuck in the same money patterns? This one feels a bit more emotional, right? This one is still good though. You're getting stuck in there. Could your money mindset be holding you back? That is, I think that's moving away from what ChatGPT suggested, which I think was good, was going, they don't know they need to improve their money mindset, or that's not really what they're thinking of. What if your biggest money problem wasn't actually money? I don't really, I don't know. It's a good question, but I also think that the guide, it is about what we're giving them is about money and it is about their mindset. But yeah, but that's actually true. So it says in just 10 minutes, you'll uncover the thoughts, emotions, and money stories that may be influencing your financial decisions. Why do smart, hardworking people still struggle with money? That's nice. It connects with the audience, right? And that it speaks to people who are already trying and that they're capable, right? It gives them that confidence. Okay, I think unless anybody has a suggestion, I think we're just gonna go with this one. I like this emotional one. I do the question. I like the question as it is, so I'm gonna put it in. I'll just paste it in here, and I might like underline, highlight stuff so it draws the eye in. That's the purpose, but it also emphasizes important words. So hard, even when you're trying. And then it says, discover the hidden beliefs. I'm just going to copy and paste what it put, and then we can do a little brainstorm on that. And I also like to have my headlines capitalized. I don't know why I did that, but discover the hidden beliefs, emotions, and habits that may be keeping you. I like this actually. I think we did a good job today. I like ChatGPT's ideas, but I don't always like how it comes, like how it puts them together. And uncover your here. I'm just gonna cover your next step toward a healthier relationship. All I'm doing, if it wasn't clear, is adding the capital letters. 10 minutes. So there we go. And so I would like maybe I'll underline this stuff. Uncover in just is also a word we probably want to emphasize because it's only 10 minutes. One thing I'd also suggest to you is when you're doing your copy and stuff, where you can add numbers and you can add some specific can help a lot because it makes people imagine that it's possible or it's concrete, or even in your like describing what you have, if you have 3 simple steps or whatever, it makes it more concrete. It makes it feel more real. Let's just upload our image here. I'm going to do that form in just a second. And we'll upload a file. And sorry, sometimes I offload that stuff on my computer so that it doesn't. Oh, it did work. Never mind. Okay. So then we would put an image description here because that helps search engines. It also helps people with visual disabilities, or so because that the whatever software they use will tell them what's there. So the 10-minute money reset free to download. And we also would probably want to change some of the color palette and stuff as well. We might want to update this to there, but I'm going to do that in a bit. So here we would call it claim you're totally free. So it's like a workbook, but we don't want to call it a worksheet or a worksheet. It doesn't really, I don't know. It feels like work because it actually literally has the work in there. So you're free. I'm gonna put reset guide now. And then we just want to update this. So this is the form. It's actually, if we look at the settings in the funnel, you could see that it's already going to the thank you and download page. So we can just update what we want. I'll just put guide here. We can also at this time, which we're going to do the weekend money reset, we'll make a list that they're going to get added to that list. And then we're going to add a this is because it was using a different thing. So we're going to use a free money reset, we're going to add a tag. Tags are useful because they help allow you to segment things, and you do want to add them to a list so that you can email them. You might want to also put other tags that kind of help it divide people in different categories. Because that way you can email people that have the guide or don't have the guide, and you can do specific things. So here next, we have this little prompt here, and obviously you can write whatever you'd like if you use any of our funnel templates. You can write, it says transform how you in 5-7 simple steps, add your promise, etc. I'm going to give ChatGPT this prompt, and I'm going to ask it, I have some space to fill in the, how would you do that for this freebie? I'm going to lean on ChatGPT a lot. I think when I'm on screen and talking more, but it also shows you that, yeah, if you get stuck, just let it help you think about it. And it gives you a few options and you can pick. So transform how you think and feel about money in 10 simple. That's probably a little bit long. And let's just run with that one. We don't want to take up too much space here because it's part of the form, right? We kind of want it to be laid out. We're just going to say, think about money in 10 simple reflection prompts. And ChatGPT is often wordy, so you can easily shorten this by to uncover the patterns keeping you stuck. So we can just remove words and it makes, I don't even think we need the word prompt because I think that can be confusing. All right. And then we have a little headline and you could put stuff ready to change the way you think and approach your money, something like that. And then we'll have this little, says as in this free guide, you'll discover blank, that blank with each small step, you'll gain blank. And then let's just have ChatGPT help us. How about this one? Probably don't even have to save. Even if I just paste it in, it'll know what I'm looking for. Okay. In this free guided reflection, I'm going to take this one over here and I'm going to put it in and then I will edit it. I always read through what ChatGPT says because it is very wordy. It often makes really long lists like this beliefs, emotions, and patterns. That's not a long list, but sometimes it does it even longer. When it's trying to describe everything that's in something, it really goes in this free, quick, guided reflection. You'll discover, and now I forgot what I changed it from and I didn't tell you why. Oh my goodness. I think I just added the free, quick. I just added the word quick to make it easier. You discover 10 thoughtful money reset questions to uncover the beliefs, emotions, and patterns shaping your financial choices. With each small insight, you'll gain more clarity, confidence, and direction for creating a healthier relationship with money. I think that's pretty good. Inside your free guide, you'll discover, and then I'm going to ask them. So this has some prompts to add a bullet point list of teasers that tell them what the benefits are, what they'll learn. You also want to try to pique curiosity without giving things away. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help us with that. And it will give us some examples that we can understand that. So I'm just going to tell it. So now we need about 3 or 4 bullet points. I would like them about what they can expect by opting in for this free guide. And I want them to be piquing curiosity, that it tells them what they'll discover, but not the full details of it. Do you have some ideas and maybe some of the benefits they'll get from it? Okay, discover the hidden money patterns that may be quietly shaping your choices. I think it often says quietly. Identify the feelings that come up around spending, saving, or avoiding. See how your past money influences could be still influencing you today. Walk away with one small doable shift. Okay, so I think that we want this to feel more concrete. You know how you said the past money experiences, that we want them to really be able to imagine this, right? So they know they have problems with money, obviously, if they're looking at this. But like the discovered hidden mudding patterns that may be quietly shaping your choices feels vague and airy. It's good, but it could be improved. What do you think with my feedback? And of course, ChatGPT is going to agree with. This is interesting. So it's gone in a different direction and said, pinpoint what you need, tend to avoid most about with money, checking accounts, making decisions, looking at debt, tracking spending, or something else. Notice what you feel before or after you spend so you can, yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know if it's not really, is it, it might be too detailed now, but I don't want to hold us back because now it's giving it away, but it's also made it a little bit more concrete. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to go and look at, put these in and then decide. Okay, we're just going to run with these. I might also do more underlining of things and stuff like that. So okay, so don't miss your chance to grab this free guide, instantly available. Start changing how you look at money in the next few minutes and take the first step to, I'm just looking at the cover to see, having a healthier relationship with money. Okay, so we're going to call those done. And then, yes, send me my free 10-minute reset guide. We're trying to put more numbers. It's the same number, but it also is specific. Claim instant access. And then I'm going to have a little spot here for another quick big promise. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help us. So I have space at the bottom under the opt-in form for another spot for another kind of big promise or something that really encourages them to sign up. It shouldn't be too long, just a sentence. Could you give us some ideas? You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to see what keeping you. I'm gonna go with, and we're gonna maybe spruce it up a tiny bit. You don't need to fix everything today. You just need to see what's keeping you stuck, actually. And this free guide is your first step. So really reminding them, right? This is what's going to help you. And this, just adding that extra sentence makes it a little bit more persuasive, I believe. Okay, so we have this first page is done. Our sign up page is done. And as we looked, we probably want to try, so free money reset guide. It says free. We have it notifying us. It's going to the next step. We did that. Okay. So the only thing we had missed was what we didn't name the form. It's a good idea to name the form because when people start filling in your forms under contacts up here, and then over here under messages, nobody's filled in anything here on this site, but it divides it into all your forms. So once people start filling in, it would tell you it was there. Maybe on an opt-in form, it doesn't matter to you that much because they're not submitting information for you. But if you're collecting information that you want to have access to, like a survey or something like that, you do want to name your forms for sure. Okay, so we'll go back to the builder and we'll go back to our funnel. And wait a second. Am I deleted? Wait a second. I'm confused now. What did I do? Oh, I know what I didn't do. I missed a step. That's why I'm like, it's why it's here. Okay, so I'm going to go under my site. Right now, this funnel is existing outside of our website. And we want to move it into our website. That's why there's no option for the header and the footer and stuff like that. And you want to do that before you finish up, because if you start doing the emails and stuff like that, it won't transfer over. So I did miss that one step. That should be done probably right away so you don't lose anything. We aren't going to lose anything the way we did this. So we're going to move to website in this project. And then I need to go and find the one we were actually adding. Oh, we've got so many. Sorry. It's always custom. That is this one. Okay. So now you see we have, and it changed our fonts and stuff like that too, because it matches the rest of the site. You can manually change that. You can change the colors. It also picked up colors from the logo and stuff like that. If you don't want to show the header, you can hide that. Sometimes you want them focused, right? You don't want to necessarily them navigating around when you're sending them to an opt-in page where the only goal is to have them sign up. You might want to hide this. So I'll show you what that looks like. And it would look like that. You could possibly put a little logo up top or just less distracting stuff, but that's what we've got. And then you can change the color. So it picked up the colors here, but maybe we want to match the color onto here. So we could do that in Canva to find out what this red color, the red would be too bright though, but we can pick up other colors. So I believe I have Canva open, but say we wanted to know what this red was, all we do is click on here and then So we click the color there, and then it opens up this panel here, and you go like this, and you have that color. I think what we want to do is probably maybe grab some color like this, and then we would grab that color. I'm not going to do the whole page. I think we'll figure that out later, but because I think it's actually going to look strange with the button with this color. So I would have to fix that up a little bit more later, and I'll do that. So now we've changed that, and then we would have to change it down here because it's just picking up the style and stuff like that. But we can do that here as well. And then we might want to hide what's down here, or I think a footer. Sometimes you want to show, in this case, it's got a lot of color on it that may not go with the design, but you could decide. So that's done. And then we're going to go to the thank you page. So we've connected this. When someone fills in this form, they're going to end up at the thank you page. And you could test it anytime also you just click that website preview, go like this, and now you're on the page, you're previewing it on a browser. And if I go like this, that is an incorrect email address, but that doesn't matter. And there we go. So we end up on the thank you page. So let's go and edit that thank you page. So here we can also, if just for the sake of this, since we chose that color, let's be consistent. So we will put color here. There is no border on it, so you wouldn't necessarily need to change it, but we can do that. And now it looks great. What we would do to make people able to download it, you click this button and you just go edit link, and now we can upload the file. There we go. We're just going to upload it, and it's ready. So this will work now. We'll show you again. So we go download your free guide, and there it is. So they're downloading it. You don't have to do anything else. Now we want to just change. So we want to say, and I think this is a very important part too. Your thank you page, obviously, they've said yes to you this one time to get this free thing, So they said yes. So now they are like more open to other things. So it is a great place to give them some encouragement, give them the download, and then start mentioning the product that you are planning to promote. So even if some people will, and especially if your freebie and your paid offer have this seamless fit, right? It just makes sense for them to grab it. People will grab it right off the bat. But it's also good for just starting, for the people who don't do that, for starting to put it in their minds that they have seen it and they're like, oh, okay, this can be my next step. And they're already aware of it because often people have to see the messages several times about that product, to hear about the product, maybe in different aspects of it. Different messages are going to resonate with them more. So it's the good place to start doing that. It will also be in the follow-up email series, but we're going to do the emails next time. So we're going to do a follow-up series of emails, several of them, so that you can see what this process might be like on how you follow up and encourage people to help them feel like they got good value, but that they also can take that next step. So this says, congratulations on taking a powerful step toward changing how you think about money. And then I'm going to say, you just made a powerful, I'm going to ask, it's a lot of pressure on screen. Ask it to help us fill it in. You just made a powerful decision to start understanding your money powers more. And that's something worth powers. This free guide, tip, thought, relax, fan. It might even be too much. We can keep it simpler. We don't have to, but people will probably skim over that part anyway. Put it there so we don't lose our formatting. Okay. I don't know why that is on another line. I feel like we don't want to take up too much space with this encouragement. We want them to be able to see this. We want this above the fold so that where that promotion is, that it'll be clear. So what we would do here now is we have this space to promote this product. We don't have a graphic. It's a pretend product. But what I might do is I would probably put image here, a nice big wide perhaps image, or whatever image is available for the product. If you don't have that, I think that I would be able to generic product. This will be the Money Mindset membership. We're going to pretend that's the product graphic. Okay, so I'm gonna get some help with this. And when the image uploads small, you just have to grab, there we go. Can make it larger so that it stands out. And you do have the headline space that will be there, so they will see it. So they will see that. Going to grab their attention when they're there. So I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to grab this description I originally gave it of the membership to remind it. So we are trying to on the thank you page below that, we are going to put a big headline to promote the product that the membership product that we're actually asking people or suggesting that people buy. We want to have a big attention getting headline showing them that's the next big step, good step, and then maybe a description of why they might want to check it out. And I'm going to paste in the description of the membership to remind you. Okay, that's better. Let's put it in. Ready to stop repeating the same money patterns. You've taken the first step by starting to understand what's really going on beneath the surface. Now, heal your relationship with money and build your wealth can help you go deeper with ongoing guidance, monthly themes, practical journals. So that's more like stuff. And in the case of where you're helping people, if you notice when we sell PLR, we would totally focus on what you get inside as opposed to what the benefit is. Because as a person who's purchasing done for you content, you want to know that. You want to know the features. This, we want to focus maybe more on the benefit. So inside, you'll learn to understand your money story shift, scarcity thinking, spend without guilt, build consistency. Okay. All right. So I think that the first paragraph is too feature focused. They don't need a listing of what the monthly themes, practical tools, journals, and planners. They don't need to know that because that sounds like work. We want them to feel like they're getting ongoing support where they can obviously change how they think about money, and then also how they work with money, but then also build their wealth. Yes, that is in the title, but we also want that to focus on that. So the second paragraph's pretty good, but let's see how we can tighten this up a bit. And I'm going to just, while it's talking, I'm going to grab this headline. And I like to write something like, your next step, your next best step to stop repeating the same money. Okay. And maybe I would add a little text at the top. And in this case, I am assuming that we are an affiliate for this product rather than it's our product. So I will put highly recommended. And then let's see what else ChatGPT had to say. Ready, your free reset guide helps you. I think we don't want to say helped because they haven't opened it yet. Helps you start seeing what's been keeping you stuck. Now it's time to go deeper with ongoing support that helps you change how to feel. And then I would say also we would want to add some credibility to this. Actually, I'll just tell ChatGPT. And we're going to have to make it fictional because we don't know who made this membership. Okay, what's really missing is the credibility part. Like, who is offering this online support? And this is an imaginary thing. I'm just teaching a class, but we want to say what the background is of the person who's created this membership. It is something we're promoting through as an affiliate link, but let's make up some expertise that they have and just put that in so we can use it as an example. Okay. Now we're just going to go with this and we're going to give it some editing over here. Okay. So again, I said, I think this past tense doesn't make sense because they haven't even looked at it yet. And we did this centered, so we may as well keep it centered. The free guide helps you start seeing what's been keeping you stuck. Now it's time to go deeper with ongoing support that helps you change how you think, feel, and behave money. So you can stop the cycle of stress and sabotage and start building real wealth. That's a lot stronger than what we started with. And I'm just going to do a little bit of some emphasis. Stop the cycle of stress is another good kind of emotional point to put. And maybe now it's time to go deeper. All right. Created by a financial coach and money mindset educator, right? Put some credibility there. What is their experience? Maybe they don't have education, like a degree or something, but think about that when you're trying to say this is the place to go get help. What are their credentials? who has helped hundreds of people, right? So they've had hundreds of clients, thousands of clients, whatever, transform their relationship with money. Create, it's a really long title that we made up, that I made up. Heal your relationship with money to build your wealth. Here, I'll just put that. Actually, the graphic here would also be a visual clue to what it is. So it would make sense. Combines practical financial habits with mindset coaching to help you create lasting change, not just temporary motivation. All right. Inside, you'll learn how to understand your, and they will also underline ongoing because it's a membership. Inside, you'll learn how to understand your money story, shift scarcity, save. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like that. That's the kind of support that makes real change finally. All right, so we're gonna be good with this. Not too bad. And what I might do now is create another button. You could do a link. You could put a link under here or whatever, but I'm just going to do a button. I'm going to copy that one style, but I'm going to change it a little bit. So what I did on Noomu, if you click on any element, any pull block or just an element, you can copy it and then you can grab it over here and then you bring it in here. You can also save your blocks, which is so handy if you're reusing things. So here we could have gone save this and you call it something button I use all the time. It goes there and it's under your saved and you'll be able to use it over and over again. So here I might match the color to go to with this thing, or I might want to go for a brighter color that will stand out a bit more, that grabs attention. You can also add an icon and I would maybe put something like, you can search through them, whatever, then you might find something that's more appropriate. But I like the little arrow, this one, because it feels like a next step, right? And so if there's a free trial on the membership or there's a cheap trial, you might also emphasis on that. Try it free for 7 days, try it for $1 for whatever, something like that, or just go learn more. I'm just going to try it free for 7 days, something like that. And then maybe we also want to make this font to stand out more than it did on the download. Text style, maybe bold. Maybe we're going to go a bit bigger. And then we would also do the link. To do the link, you just click the button and you go here. We don't have a link, but we could just go external link, insert or affiliate link, and then we go. And then maybe we'd also end it with another little bit of encouragement. You can have the button at the bottom, but maybe we want to add a little something there. Just give 1 second. And okay, that's great. So we have that. And then we have a button with a call to action. Then we want to give them a little bit more encouragement, but something very concrete, not a you got this statement that's generic and blah, but just something less like a sentence. Oh, also, we're telling them there's a free 7-day trial. So that might also help in the information that we're going to add there. These are weak, I feel, because start with the free 7 trial, explore the website, and see if this feels like the support you've been missing. You can still make it feel like they're making the choice, but it also feels like, if it feels like the support, you can share that you feel confident that they're going to try it out, but you feel confident that it's going to be that way. So let's see how we can change this wording a little bit. I'm going to center it since we've already done that. Start with the free 7 trial, explore the first lesson, and see if this feels like the support you've been missing. Explore the first lesson and see the difference. It's not exactly how I want to say it. You'll have ongoing support month after month to ensure you're headed in the right direction to fixing your money and building wealth. So it's just like a little bit more assured. All right. So we're going to leave it with that. So if you could add your name in a photo here or something like that, that lends a little more credibility to your recommendation as well. So something that you could add as well. So I think we've got it. So we've had the sign up page. We have the thank you page. We have the download. We have a promotion. Okay. So how is that, guys? Was it useful? What did we learn today? But let's talk about this one first, and then if you have a couple questions before we wrap up, we can be done. That was useful. Good. Okay. I'm glad. Yeah. So I do hope I want to give you all the aspects, the layouts, the how you're wording things, and really start thinking about that and how you can use when you feel like you just don't know what to say. Use ChatGPT to help you. I think if you let ChatGPT just run the show, you're going to get results. But if you do take the time to look at what it's saying and think about it and edit it, correct it, you can actually get some pretty great stuff of it. It was certainly quick. It was helpful. I haven't used voice with ChatGPT. Yeah, it's great actually, just to be able to talk instead of typing it out. It doesn't care. It doesn't care if you type things out poorly either. It doesn't care if you say things. If you, not like how you say it. You can repeat yourself, you can babble, and it'll still get what you want. Janine, anything I could do for you before we go?
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. I'm glad you're here. Yusuf told me you joined the accountability meeting last week, so that's good.
Yeah, I'm glad you showed up in my news or whether you showed up that again. Yeah, you know a lot over the past decade.
Yeah.
And looking at Noomu, I joined a group earlier this year, and it's turned out to be that's what Noomu is doing. It's been watching you work with a page builder. It seems much easier than when I'm working.
Really amazing. And actually it streamlines a lot of stuff, especially when you start doing the same things over and over again. You could just copy and paste things over or duplicate. And yeah, it's really great. It's very well designed, and that you can get in there and do stuff. And the more comfortable you get with it, the deeper and more detailed it do. It's like you become this designer.
I'm not with this program too. But there's still some limits to it. You have to get really creative with it, and there's still limits to it. It's not dragging. I couldn't enlarge the image without just playing with this different settings.
Oh, yeah.
You did that, and I'm like, that's what I need.
Yeah, and then you just move everything anywhere. You can just...
And I can't do that in my program. I have to do negative padding and margins. And yeah, it's all playing around with the settings. So I am definitely going to take a deeper look at this. I'm in that program for 12 months.
Oh, okay.
So I have some time to play around and see what Noomu does.
Yeah, I'd take the free trial and check it out.
Yeah, but I like the fact that it's all encompassing in one. So does Noomu also do basically everything you need to do in your business, all your email campaigns?
Yes, email is it. Your email marketing is in there. I think really the only thing that if you do any live sessions or something like that, you need Zoom or something like that. But you can do your appointment booking. You can do your email marketing. There's community feature. Yeah, it's full contact management. There's a store. Everything's in there.
Oh, nice. I'm going to take a deeper look at it. That's for sure.
I'm looking this way just because you're actually on my laptop screen. Computer. I want to see your face when I'm talking.
I know that's something that we want to do. It's good to see you. So it's good to see you.
Good to see you too. And then, Matt, we can finish up. See you next time, Janine.
Bye.